Hey everyone! In a previous video, I mentioned how I worked with some former colleagues to help design and ideate a university curriculum. So I wanted to take that and translate it into a video in case there are any educators or change managers that are thinking about how they can use ChatGPT in designing and creating curriculums and assessments. So let's go. The first thing Before we really begin, the first thing that you're going to need is a pretty in-depth prompt. I'm going to copy and paste this one that I have and put it in the description of this video in case it inspires you and you want to tweak and adjust or lift and shift, as they say. So let's head over onto ChatGPT, and the first thing that we're going to do is just essentially load it into saying what we want to do. So that we're working on a curriculum design, what it's for. So here we put an international communication management program, and how many credits it's worth and who the target audience is. So feel free to change this if it is a program for a change program that you're doing, learning and development program that you're doing, who the audience is, etc. We then go on to describe the main focus of the project and of the course, and if there's any sort of flanking courses that are accompanying it. So here I put in sustainable finance, sustainable communication, and digital content creation, just as some food for thought. I also said and fed into ChatGPT that we want to use a programmatic assessment, and this is helpful later on for assessment, and the authors that it is based on. It's good to know as well that when we put in authors here, you should be using books that are published before 2021, just so that ChatGPT has scanned it already. We'll also say any sort of additional work, so additional field research, etc. And then the big one that you're going to need is all of the beautiful learning outcomes that you have designed or have created. So there's quite a few learning outcomes because this is a big course, and that is good. So again, you can feel free to lift and shift and change them as need be. And then the ending, I have ended with an example course outline for the amount of weeks that I wish to make this course for. So I'll go ahead and press enter and send. And then ChatGPT will spit it out. I will go ahead and speed up this video or cut to when it is completed. Okay, so here we have the output. It is looking pretty good, actually. The introduction, the different topics, and then at the end, the suggestions of the programmatic testing. Now again, the nice thing about ChatGPT is that we can use it to lift and shift or change the output. So let's say that I see in week 13 we have stakeholder management, but I'm thinking actually stakeholder management is really important to know in the beginning of the course. It's really important to know who your stakeholders are before we do anything. So I'll go ahead and I'll write, please move week 13 stakeholder management to be in week 2. And then once we press enter, it should then readjust the revised course outline. Great. So we see above, it has put in stakeholder management in week 2 and has adjusted some of the other content in the course outline. Now, of course, assessment is a huge component of creating learning and development courses and courses for university. So we can go ahead and put in the prompt, please provide an example of a programmatic assessment form, and it should spit out an assessment form for us. And there we have it. This is a pretty extensive programmatic assessment form. Of course, we would want to maybe take a look and not trust everything, maybe tweak some things in relation to the course. This is pretty handy, even just as a template or a basis to start. For me, I'm a bit more of a visual person when it comes to assessment forms, so I'm going to put in the prompt, please provide the assessment form in a table format. Great, so now the assessment form has been provided in a table output, so I could go ahead and copy and paste this into a Microsoft Word document and then go ahead and tweak it from there. Now, let's say for our essential project course that we need some more information or more ideation regarding one of the themes of the course. Let's touch upon the sustainable finance portion in weeks 3 to 4. Here I've written a prompt that says, please expand on week 3 to 4 on sustainable finance. Please include relevant authors, scientific literature, and blogs. We'll go ahead and press enter, and then it will give us some information to help us ideate in creating these 2 weeks of course content. Okay, so here we have 1 week of content. This might be a good idea now to really be precise as what we want the output to be. So let's say actually that in each of the week, we only have 1 class for 2 hours in each of the weeks. So we'll go ahead and we will create a prompt to let ChatGPT create new output that is relevant for us. So here I've created a prompt. Please revise the above. The classes are 2 hours long and only happen once per week. Create an overview of the content for sustainable finance for the class in week 3 and the class in week 4. Great, so now we have the revised course overview for our needs. Note that there's a section and it gives the time indication. And here, of course, we would want to tweak all of the output and make sure that it is relevant for us, and also to include a break for students because, yeah, 2 hours sitting and listening is, yeah, it's not so friendly. Now let's say that we have the digital content creation course running in parallel with the central project course. Let's see what sorts of suggestions that ChatGPT could provide in creating supporting course content. Great. So we have suggestions as to the parallel course, the digital content creation, what sorts of topics should be included in week 3 to 4, while the central project course covers sustainable finance, and you'll notice that it will have some learning outcomes that do dovetail as well as overlaps and complementary topics to the central project course. And there you have it. In this short video, we talked about generating output for a curriculum and for courses. Should you need that for developing a curriculum or courses for a university program, even a high school, I would say, or school, and also too for those change managers out there that are developing learning and development content for their end users. So hopefully this has been inspiring. Hopefully some of the prompts that I have used today have given you a little bit of confidence for the things that you can try out in ChatGPT. And I'm wishing everybody a wonderful time in building courses for their audiences. Make sure that you always tweak the output. And with that, I want to wish everybody a wonderful day. Bye.